Continued fallout over the remarks of House Republican Kevin McCarthy over the Benghazi committee has come to the Sunday talk shows.
Let's get right to the breaking news that we had on CNN this morning, and I'll start with you, Ken Cuccinelli. You were Virginia's top cop. So based on what you're hearing about not just the way the investigation is going, but this whistleblower saying that it had turned way too political, what do you make of it?
Well, first of all, it's in Washington, so there's the presumption that everything is political inside the Beltway. The problem for that line of argument that, of course, has been boosted by the Democrats, it's in their interest to do that, is that Americans have real questions about why 4 Americans died, why warnings beforehand weren't acted on more forcefully or at all, and what really were the options there in those 13 critical hours, and then why was there lying afterwards?
Well,
I mean, there are a lot of there are just substantive questions that haven't been answered.
Let me stop you, because we've had 8 investigative hearings. Okay, the State Department has spent $14 million responding to congressional requests. We know that the Defense Department has spent an insurmountable amount of man and women hours investigating this. If Mr. Gowdy and the Select Committee was interested in getting to the truth, they would have brought witnesses throughout the year to talk to intelligence, to talk to defense, to talk to State Department. This has been a partisan witch hunt.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, that's what this whole thing is about. It's about politics, playing politics with Benghazi. You know, it's funny because on the one hand, conservatives are pissed off when Obama, remember after the UCC shooting, for example, when he said, well, they're going to say that I want to politicize the issue. Well, this is an issue that we should be politicizing because it's a political issue. How dare we politicize a political issue, right? But when it comes to Benghazi, well, they're outraged. The Democrats will accuse them of politicizing an issue. Well, the thing is that this is far beyond an investigation. This is above and beyond an investigation. It has been turned into a political issue, which it shouldn't have been before. Now, they also are mad because Democrats had the goal to quote Kevin McCarthy on what he actually said. If you remember what he said, look at her poll numbers. They're tanking. Why? Well, they wouldn't because unless there was a Benghazi special committee. See? Look at all that. She's untrustable, in his words. Now, here's the thing. Let's only politicize something that we can attack the Democrats over. Because winning is essentially our only goal here. It's our only goal. Who gives a fuck about truth? Who gives a fuck about the dead people? About the 4 dead Americans? That's what it's about. Politics. It's about politics. Now, we've had 7 different investigations and committees into Benghazi. Of course there was an investigation. Of course there needed to be an investigation. But 7? No, 8 investigations into Benghazi? When none of the investigations have found any wrongdoing by the Clinton camp or by the Obama administration. No intentional cover-up, nothing like that. When it comes down to it, this is a witch hunt. It's dirty, expensive, and only geared for one purpose. And that purpose is what Kevin McCarthy accidentally revealed. That it's all about bringing down her poll numbers. It's all about ruining her chances for election. Now, for me, I'm not in favor of Hillary Clinton. I prefer Bernie Sanders. But at the same time, I also prefer truth and honesty in our politics. And Republicans doing what they're doing, using Benghazi as a vehicle to try to sink Hillary Clinton, well, that's just not truth and honesty here. In fact, it's a slap in the face to all of the families that have been affected by the Benghazi tragedy. It needs to be shut down. The Benghazi committee has got to go.